Clowns are supposed to make you laugh. They're supposed to bring you joy, but in Chicago during the 1970s, the world met a clown who brought only nightmares. His name was John Wayne Gacy. Behind the painted smile was one of the most sadistic killers in American history. Born in 1942, Gacy grew up in a troubled home. His father was violent, often beating him and calling him weak. Like many serial killers, those early years left scars, but unlike others, Gacy learned to mask. He learned to wear a mask, not just a painted clown mask, but the mask of an ordinary, trustworthy man. By the 1970s, Gacy seemed to have it all. Successful contracting business. He was involved in politics, even posing for photos with First Lady Rosalynn Carter. He threw parties for neighbors, volunteered at hospitals, and performed as Pogo, the clown. To the outside world, he was helpful, friendly, the guy who you could count on. But behind closed doors, he was haunting. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy unalived at least 33 young men and boys. Most were teenagers, some runaways, some lured by the promise of work. His trick was simple but terrifying. He'd say, "Let me show you a magic trick." He'd pull out handcuffs, slip them on their wrists. He'd convince his victims to try. But once the cuffs clicked shut, the trick was over. Gacy would lean in and whisper, "The trick is you can't get out." Let's imagine that shit. After the assault and murder, he'd hide the bodies where no one thought to look, buried in the crawl space beneath his suburban home. He even poured lime and cement to keep the smell down. Neighbors sometimes complained of strange odors, but Gacy would brush it off, blaming plumbing issues. In reality, he was living above a graveyard of his own making. Everything unraveled in December 1978. 15-year-old Robert Pice disappeared after telling his mother he was going to talk to Gacy about a construction job. That missing persons report changed everything. Police kept tabs on Gacy, noticing odd behavior. At one point, they even smelled gasoline and noticed mud in his car. The pressure built. Finally, a search warrant was granted. What police found shocked even the most hardened detectives. In the crawl space, human remains, first one body, then another, then another. The more they dug, the more the horror grew. 29 victims pulled from beneath his home. 4 more discovered elsewhere. 33 young lives stolen by the man everyone thought was a hard-working clown. In 1980, John Wayne Gacy was convicted on all counts. His defense claimed insanity, but the jury didn't buy it. He was sentenced to death 14 years later on May 10th, 1994. Gacy was executed by lethal injection. His last words, this shit is fucked up, cold, defiant last words were, "Kiss my ass." John Wayne Gacy leaves behind more than just the body count. He left behind a legacy of fear, proof that monsters don't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes they shake your hand, they smile at you, they perform for your kids at the birthday party. The clown costume wasn't a disguise, the man was. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, more videos like this.